Hey guys, taking a bit of a break from military subjects. I'm going to be looking at AMT's 1/32nd scale Avanti kit. Now, this particular kit I actually picked up at a local Hobby Lobby in their clearance section for pretty cheap. So let's take a look at it. So starting with the chrome parts, there's some flashing on a couple of these parts, but for the most part, they're pretty decently cast. Though, in this particular case, the chrome feels really plasticky and cheap. Excuse me, more so than normal on these type of parts. Um, I don't know if it's just something left on the sprues or some type of like I don't know, mold release agent or something, but they just have this odd sort of super smooth feel to them. I don't know how else to describe it. As for the casting themselves, like I said, they're halfway decent. Main issue being with these grill parts, they're kind of cheap looking. That's the way to describe it. Continuing on, we've got our wheels, which look god awful. I mean, these are really poorly cast, I would say. If possible, try to find some aftermarket wheels or make your own, or I don't know, something, as these particular wheels are bad. As for the steering wheel, it's okay. It's not a whole lot to look at, but it does its part. The bucket seats, again, not a whole lot of detail, and they actually feel and look really thin. As in fact, you can almost see straight through them. There's a little bit of translucentness to them. Don't know how well that'll come up on camera, but it's there. Continue on. We got a couple of fender parts. Not much to really say there. Now we have our main body, which is cast almost entirely the whole thing. A lot of kits you'll see the front and back bumper areas will be cast as separate parts, but on this one they did all as one. Again, now that's really smooth sort of feeling as with the chrome parts, so I'm guessing it's more than likely some type of mold release agent, so you'll probably want to give it a good scrubbing and cleaning to get all that off. As for the casting, quality is a little better here, but still not a whole lot to write home about. Compared to some 1/24 scale kits, I would say, especially like here in the door handles, it's a little better cast. But overall, given the size of the kit, it's basically a little two-seater coupe for the most part. Not gonna hold too much against it. Uh, the Here we've got the main tub. Detail is really lacking here. Not, I mean, you can barely make out any of the side door details, even though you can kind of feel them, but they're really undercast in my opinion. We also have our main dashboard. Um, Details are there. Unfortunately, they did do a decent job there. Um, Again, don't know how much this is going to really come out on camera. Um, Excuse me, but overall, at least the dash they did right. Next up, we've got our underside. Again, they did halfway decent job here, but my biggest complaint is with, again, these wheel connection points, as it's almost more like a toy type connection. Again, with going back to the really poorly done wheels. But other than that, though, the underside's not half bad. I can't complain too much there. Now, one of the weakest part of this kit is the glass. It's one piece, and it is, without a doubt, some of the thickest clear parts I've ever handled. I mean, it's probably at least half a millimeter to 3/4 of a millimeter thick. And yeah, this is bad. Plus, you have this really huge, nasty pour stub to deal with. So overall, the kit fails here miserably. The kit does include a small little decal sheet, nicely printed, all in bright and clear register. Whites are white. Guessing they encode this, so if you want to do like a racing roadster type one, you're gonna have to check your reference though, as they included no decal guide, which is unfortunate. So you're gonna have to check your reference on that. Chucking sheets, just one single page sheet. Again, there's not a whole lot to assemble here. There's some guiding here as far as colors, but no direct callouts as far as, you know, paint numbering. Just a general color suggestion. Again, kit will go together pretty quickly and easily, in theory, as there's not a whole lot to it. So let me get all this stuff back in. So overall, this kit's got some issues. Like I said, it's almost seems a little more toyish than modelish. But, you know, like I said, I picked this up for about $4, so I can't complain too much. I would say maybe get this somebody who's getting into the subject area just as a sort of one-off, you know, get your feet wet type deal. Or get it like I did, because plan to just play around with some paint experimentation for it. So yeah, that was a look at AMT's 1/32 scale Avanti Sport Coupe. One I would say you can pass on for the most part, unless you're looking really into Studebaker R's, as this kit does have a decent amount of issues. Or, you know, get it for somebody who's just learning or wants to get into the hobby. So, until next time.